Hey guys, welcome to TSF channel. We are here with Geek Dhaba, and today we're going to start one of our new segments, which we will be reviewing the latest WWE pay-per-views. And just as we all know, we just witnessed Royal Rumble 2021 for this year, and it was a great show. It was overall a great show. But let me just quickly get into it and review it as best as possible. So first of all, we had the first match was on the kickoff show was Asuka and Charlotte Flair versus Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler for the Women's Tag Team Championship. And a lot is not supposed to be said for this match. I mean, it was okay. It was supposed to be on the main show, but it got bumped off to the kickoff show, and I think it's for a good reason. And not a lot can be said except for the Ric Flair and Lacey Evans intervention at the end, which cost Asuka and Charlotte Flair the titles. And we have Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler two times women's tag team champions. And I think the match was okay at best, So I'll just give it a C plus for for the effort. Let's move on to the main show. In the main show started with a very big match, which was, they had advertised it very majorly with Goldberg versus McIntyre for the WWE Championship. And WWE, came really out with their unpredictable nature because we have seen them do this already twice now. Once with Kevin Owens, where, people were already fine with it. But then, when WWE did the same with The Fiend, people were very outraged. And the fear of Goldberg winning again and beating such a strong champion in the face of McIntyre, a fear was there, but WWE played us very well, and it was a very Paul Heyman-esque match, just like a 2-minute brawl before the match started, and then it wandered on into the match, and the match was like big move, big move, big move, big move, and big move for the win. And they really got us with that jackhammer spear combination, where just at the last moment McIntyre kicked out, and then McIntyre claymored and won the match, which was really good, and it was, thank God, the right result. So I'm really happy that McIntyre is still the champion, and I really want McIntyre to go to WrestleMania as the champion and face whoever the storyline will build around. But I really want the challenge and the champion, WWE champion at WrestleMania, to be McIntyre, because he's done some really amazing work throughout the year, and he deserves it. Like, if they're able to get a crowd there, he really deserves it. And there will be a huge pop for him if the crowd's there. I don't think there will be, but let's hope for the best. Now, moving quickly on to the title match, which was Sasha Banks versus Carmella for the SmackDown Women's Championship. And again, not a lot to be said about this match. It was okay at best. Some things were confusing at times when, his Carmella Somalia caught Sasha Banks, and the referee actually, sent him back for that, which was, I think he had already saved Sasha from taking a nasty bump there. But then again, the result is right. Sasha tapped out Carmella, and I think that's the right result for now. Sasha should be the champion going into Elimination Chamber at least, and let's see, what happens with the storyline. All right, so then moving swiftly on towards the third match, and it was the Women's Royal Rumble match. And the Women's Royal Rumble match this year was good. I mean, they really took a page out of the first one, which was really good, but last year's one was like a little, edgy at times. It was not so good. But this year they corrected it really well. The first two entrants with Bayley and returning Naomi, and then the third entrance with Bianca Belair. It was done very well. It was paced really well. The entrants were, the story told throughout the 30 entrance was done really well. There were, spots like the funny spots like Billy Kay trying to, befriend everyone, and then finally, getting Jillian Hall, returning Jillian Hall to be her friend. And, again, Billy Kay was really funny during throughout this event, and I really enjoyed her acting, and especially when Peyton Royce came out, and there was a little Iconics reunion. I really wished what they had done was if everybody kept rejecting Billy Kay, and finally when Peyton Royce came out, she was the one who would have accepted her for as her own, and we would have seen a little longer Iconics reunion, because Iconics was a really good team, and they broke them so quickly and so weirdly, and it still pains me to see them both doing separate things. I mean, these two are like meant to be together, and uh, it was just weird. It was a small reunion. I liked it that they did their Iconics pose, but I really wish there was more. But it was funny. Billy Kay was funny till until she got eliminated. But Naomi and Bianca Belair, really huge shout outs to them for giving a very decent performance throughout the match, very long ones at that. I mean, came at number 2 and number 3, and they were like, I think Naomi was, if I'm not wrong, Naomi was the 23rd elimination, while Bianca Belair, spoilers, is actually the winner of the match. And at the very end, Lana got revenge on Nia Jax, and everything was, things were coming, together in the storyline that they were trying to tell. And the final three of Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, and Charlotte Flair was very good as well, because again, just like Goldberg versus McIntyre, there was a scary thought that Charlotte could win again, because Charlotte is developed so overpowered, and sometimes it gets to the fans, because uh, for me Charlotte is one of the best women wrestlers, but for me, she is a very good heel, and she should be a heel. She should be a heel. There's no room for babyface Charlotte for now in this industry, and I think she should be a heel, and she's done her best work as one. So that's, I think, the way it should be. And if she was a heel Charlotte, I would have rooted for her, but today I wasn't. And I was really hoping that they might give the chance to Rhea Ripley, because she really gave a great performance as well. And the final two, finally eliminating Charlotte together, and it was one of the best closing final two segments of Royal Rumbles that I've seen in a while. Where Bianca and Rhea Ripley both were fighting so hard, the fake outs, the blocks, the combos. It was amazing. The moment where they both were on the apron and they both looked at each other and they were like, no, no, let's settle it in the ring. There was like something very good about this, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. And Bianca Belair, all props to her from winning from number 3 and giving such an amazing performance. And she really is the EST, so I'm really happy, they're giving it to Bianca Belair. Anyone, if Rhea Ripley would have won from there, or Bianca Belair, it, would have meant the same. These both women deserve the main event of WrestleMania, and I believe one way or the other, Rhea Ripley will be involved in the main event as well. For me, this match is a clear A minus. I mean, this Rumble was great. It had the stories. It had, the returns like Tori and others and Victoria. So I really wish, they could keep it up, and The winner's deserving. So I'm all for this Rumble, for the Women's Rumble. All right, towards the next match, Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns in a last man standing match. And for me, uh, I love this match. I've seen people criticizing it for what it was, for being a spot fest, but you know what? For having two matches on either side of it being entirely within the ring, it was supposed to be that. It was supposed to be a refreshing change, for the women's Royal Rumble and the men's Royal Rumble being on either side of it. It was supposed to be a change, and the change was that it was done absolutely outside of the ring, except for the like first 2 to 3 minutes, and the bumps they took was spectacular. I mean, Kevin Owens, I'm such a huge fan of this man. So his do or die attitude is just amazing, and Roman Reigns is on one of the best runs of his life. I think for me, it's even better than his run in the Shield, because as the tribal chief, as the head of the table, this character is so amazing. I mean, his attire, his stamina, his charisma that he's bringing right now is one of the best characters in pro wrestling right now and all over the world. And I believe that he can do really great things, and he really, is a headliner right now, really. And again, props to Kevin Owens. He really brought it out. He brought out his A game, and this was a great match. The top three spots for me was obviously Roman Reigns running, Kevin Owens with a buggy cart. Number two would be Kevin Owens' Swanton bomb on from the top of a lifter, and number three would be Roman Reigns spearing Kevin Owens through the LED panels at the entrance. All three spots were amazing for me, and this match a definite A for me. I mean, their previous matches were amazing too, but this is a great match for me. And a right result, Roman does not deserve to lose the title just as of yet. I think he should go to WrestleMania as champion, and I think he should retain his title at WrestleMania as well to, keep building up that tribal chief, head of the table thing, because he's better as a champion rather than chasing it. So I really wish that, they'll keep it that way. And A grade simply for this match for me. And now coming out to the main event. The main event was the Men's Royal Rumble. And for me, not as good as previous year's Men's Royal Rumble. The previous year, I enjoyed it better. I loved, the last year Royal Rumble. It was great, but this one was good as well. It had its moments. The reveal of Edge being number one and Randy Orton number two before the match was weird for me. But then again, there is no live audience to pop to, so they just gave out this information so more and more people would tune in. It kind of worked for me, in all fairness. Sure, it could have been done differently. I would have enjoyed more, but Edge returning is always a very good sight, and finally seeing him back in action and the performance he put in this Royal Rumble was amazing. And I don't agree with him winning. I don't think Edge needs a Royal Rumble win. Sure, it's not a bad choice, making Strowman win or making Goldberg coming at 30 and winning the match or making Randy Orton win the scare that they gave us at the end. But I would still say that Edge did not need it, this win. Edge is a superstar that has, defined for himself for, decades, and he can just come back, and that comeback would be so amazing that he could push himself to the top. He does not need a Royal Rumble win to put him there at the top of the, food chain. There were more superstars that could have, used this win. There was Cesaro for number one for me. There was Shinsuke Nakamura, who could have used another Royal Rumble win. There was Daniel Bryan, who really could have used this win, because his career is almost over, and we really wanted to see, Daniel winning this. And I really think there were, even Big E. I mean, if he could go on to a feud with Roman Reigns for WrestleMania, this could have been the, start of that. Uh, so I think these four were more deserving. Edge, I would say that he did not needed this win as much as the others, but to be fair, it's not a bad winner. It's just something that I don't agree with. Overall, as a match, it was fun. There were some cool moments. The cool spots. The things that come to mind is Kane and Daniel Bryan, returning for Team Hell No. And one of the beautiful moments was, obviously Christian and Edge finally returning, and, the embrace they had in the ring. It was so beautiful. It was such a very wholesome moment as a whole. And I believe that, this was not as good as the previous year's Royal Rumble, but it was a good Royal Rumble. It wasn't a bad Royal Rumble in any terms. And the last moment, scared that they almost gave us with Strowman coming in at 30, then finally eliminating him, eliminating Rollins on the way, and then Randy Orton, who was, taken out at the start, just came out of nowhere, RKO'd, and was about to eliminate Edge, and we were like, oh my God, not Randy Orton, but Edge turned it around and won it. So I think that's a good. At least it's good. It's not bad in any way. So a B plus for me for the men's Royal Rumble, and overall I think it's a B plus to A minus pay per view, because there were some really good matches. The Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns stood out for me, and the women's Royal Rumble was amazing. So for me, it's a B plus to A minus on this pay per view. A great start to the year to WWE, and we really hope that they, knock it out of the park for this WrestleMania as well, because this WrestleMania will be 2 nights as well. So let's hoping for the best for it, and see you for the next uh, big pay per view, which will be WrestleMania, and I will be reviewing that as well for Geek Dhaba. So thank you so much. I really wish my partner Junaid could have been here today, but he got busy. So inshallah, we will hope for the best that he will be with me on the review for WrestleMania. All right, guys. See you next time. Adios.